Hello and welcome back to this channel today with a beautiful reading for someone who is very intuitive and recently has discovered that and is looking to dive more into those gifts and tendencies and really that deep ancient knowledge that lies within. But hello too, if you're new here. My name is Celina May and I'm an intuitive and channel, and I love doing these short little readings lately to just give you a little insight into either the week or month ahead or just as it comes through really. Now, I was just sitting down with the intention to do another reading, and so here we go. We have this message for that very intuitive soul that just discovered their intuitive gifts, if you want, or even on a deeper level, and just really can now see themselves in that light of maybe a healer or intuitive or whatever that may be. Now, let's see what we have for you. Today I'm going to pull some cards, but I always work with different types of guides as well. Pleiadians have been very active, the star family, and have been here with me the last couple of days specifically. So the year of 2023, I'm recording this early January, is a lot about that heart activation. And in fact, it feels a bit like this new chapter almost after like a lot of density in 2020 to very much 2022. I'm not sure what I'm saying here, but I think I'm making sense. So welcome to 2023. Let's see what message we have for you, beautiful soul. We have the card Nourishment and the goddess Nikbeth. I don't know how to pronounce it, to be honest. The message says, feed your soul, explore whatever makes you feel inspired. Now, what this really tells me is that you are a person that actually struggled with that for a long time, or still is struggling with that, to give to yourself, to when you have those senses of, for example, you're exploring your intuition, you're exploring those abilities, that there is a very strong part in you that actually doesn't feel worthy of that actually doesn't feel worthy of even investing in those things, and investing in your own development, investing in what makes you happy, what could make you feel very fulfilled. There's a huge block here to give to self, and this is something that you're called to overcome on this journey. And this is partially also why you have been waking up to those inner abilities, or even just like your essence as a soul in this lifetime. Maybe you have received different insights from a past life or something like that, maybe through a reading, or become aware of star families, things like that, and really maybe even with the term starseed, things like this. And now have a bit of cognitive dissonance, if you want. You don't really know if you want to believe it, but at the same time, you feel in yourself, in your heart, that it is true. And you are here in this journey to now learn to really trust that intuitive nudge, and also trust your resonance of truth, which is always your main radar. So before you freak out and think, oh my God, there are so many things I need to learn, there are so many things I need to do, and maybe this is even kind of, I don't know, like feels like opening a new door, or almost, how people talk about chapters of books, but this almost feels like you have created a series of books, and now you feel like you're reinventing yourself yet again, or something like that. And there's a bit of that feeling of guilt, or that not being appreciated by society or whatever, and feeling a little lost with that. You're kind of creating a new book in your series, if you want, which is totally fair, and which is literally what you're here to do as a human being. I just want to reinforce that you're here to experiment and just experience this life in all its different forms, in whatever way serves you. You may actually be a manifesting generator in human design, so I feel like a lot of the time you have 500 different interests, but just know that you are exactly where you need to be. And just as I said that, I pulled another card, and we had the card called Soul Gifts and Training. It's time to step up. So it may very well be that you have already dipped your toes into a little bit of intuitive training and things like that, and you may still find yourself doubting your abilities quite a bit and not really seeing yourself as that person. It's that phenomenon when you think of something. It's almost like, here's an example of that. When you see something in a movie screen or something like that, let's say you see people in movies in New York City, or you see a documentary of Hawaii or something like that. But when you're actually there at the Times Square in New York City or in Hawaii surfing, I don't know, then it just feels so normal and it doesn't even feel that special. And you always thought you would feel like this awe when you're in that place, and yet it's maybe more of a sobering sensation. So this may actually be something that has happened to you where you feel like, oh, I always thought that it would feel so crazy, spiritual, connected when I discover these abilities, that it's something that really will move me and shape me, and yet it feels so normal to you. But that is a good sign, because it is part of you and it comes so naturally to you that you don't even notice any craziness about it. So this is just a reinforcement of, and really confirmation of, that you have what it takes, and it doesn't have to feel out of this world for it to be legit. And yet you may still be feeling like, this can't be it, this can't be good enough. You may actually struggle quite a bit with perfectionism as well. And yet it is not gonna change. It's not gonna feel different. It is allowed to feel this normal for you, because truth being, you have been doing this for a while in other lifetimes. Your soul is really just reactivating its gifts. So if you have been doing some sort of intuitive training, it may actually have happened that you didn't feel like you had to practice so much. It just came to you. Things just were flowing and you didn't have to try hard. And this may actually have fed into your doubts whether it was actually legit. But it really is true that it's just within you. It was just reactivated. It's really old ancient wisdom, and your soul has been doing this so many times. So the message here, core message, if I can bring it through to you, is that you are ready. You are doing it. You are doing the thing that you thought you wanted to do, and here you are. Let's share it. That's what you're called to do, and give yourself that permission. There's a huge lack of permission here. Now, if you have not done any intuitive training yet, then you may even doubt whether you should even start doing it, whether you're even gifted enough or whatnot. And what's really coming through is that, of course, you are. It's just this, like, see this reading as the sign and confirmation to do that step and to go for it and to go and find your teacher. Another message here for you is that you are very likely an empath or highly sensitive person. You may have read about that in the past a lot, actually, and kind of started your journey with this and figuring yourself out and whatnot. And, you know, being an empath, you have been reading energy for a long, long time, even in this lifetime, even before you reactivated those gifts or became aware of it again, because it is just part of who you are due to your upbringing, due to potentially a dysfunctional family where you were or had to be very much in tune with the emotions of people around you, and emotions being energy. So for you, it's really, really easy to read people, to know what's going on in the room, to know that when someone is saying, yeah, I'm fine, to obviously know that they're not fine. And that has been your training already. So just again, another reconfirmation that you have been doing this, and it's already within you, and you don't have to try harder. This is actually a really great block for you to think that if it's not hard, then it's not worthwhile. But that's not true. If it is coming easily to you, then it's just a sign that you're meant to be doing this. Okay, so let's see what last message we have here. We have the card of the void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. That's very funny since we do have winter in the northern hemisphere right now. But even if you are in the southern hemisphere in South Africa or Australia, then, or anywhere else in the world, I was just thinking of those time zones. since they're also English speaking. And you feel like you are not really, in your blooming stage yet, even if it's summer or if it is winter and you feel a bit sluggish or whatnot, know that there is a lot of pressure of thinking about like, yeah, when am I going to finally do this? Like, when am I going to finally share? How am I going to go about it? How am I going to start doing greetings? How am I going to start doing healings? Whatever it may be. Or how am I going to start doing the soul work? It could also be breath work or something like that, somatic work. You stress out so much about that on one level, but it is really a time where things are still being woven together and you have kind of this permission to just explore and just know. Really, your job right now is to ground into the knowing that it can be easy. And if you can do any type of practice work, if you either are in a course or you want to enroll in a course, things like that, and just follow those calls and just give yourself the grace to experiment and to try new things out. That will be actually hard for you since you do have that tendency to perfectionism a little bit. And this is yet another entanglement of the lessons and how we're being activated on our path. So be assured that everything is evolving as it's meant to be in a perfect timing. There is no rush and things will just evolve. Just focus on you, focus on those gifts and sensations that you are picking up on. Seek out a mentor or teacher and you shall be good, and things will just go from there. You can even set intentions and just be open with your energy to receive. All right, so that is the message for you, beautiful intuitive soul, today. You already have all that you need, and it's okay for things to be easy. And if this reading resonated with you, I would love to hear in the comments. It's always so fun to know. Or you can send me a message, a direct message on Instagram at I am Celina May, and I'm always so happy to chat about these and just hear your reflections. All right, I am wishing you a beautiful day, and I will end the reading with this and hope to see you in another one. All right, bye-bye.